Hi, I'm Jonathan, and I'm the counselor for Northern Michigan University, based right here in Minnesota. You can see my contact info here on the screen. If you'd like to get in touch with me, I'd be happy to email you or text with you or chat with you by phone at any time. There's really three ways that I want to connect with you today during this presentation. First of all, I want you to know that I have been there as a student going to college a long way from home. I was born and raised in Fairbanks, Alaska, and I chose to go to college in northern Wisconsin. So I know what it's like to go to school away from home, and that's something we'll talk about throughout this presentation today. Secondly, if you're not a freshman, if you've gone to community college already or another four-year institution and you're a transfer student, I know what that's like as well. And I waited till my senior year to transfer, and I was still able to graduate in 4 years. So I feel your pain if you're a transfer student. Don't be nervous. I can help you through it. Feel free to reach out to me. Thirdly, one thing I'm going to emphasize in today's presentation is the importance of having a network. This is something that I never thought about as a high school student, and I wish I had. I didn't learn this until later in life. But every single professional job I've had since college has come through networking. It has not come through cold turkey job applications or job hunts. It has come through knowing someone who knew someone else, and on, you know how it goes. These are three things that I think I can connect with you on as Minnesota students and help you out with. Again, just helping you be comfortable talking about going to college away from home. Maybe it's something you're already excited about doing, like I was when I was growing up in Alaska and wanted to get out and wanted to go to school far away. Maybe it's something you're nervous about, but either way, I would love to connect with you on that topic and just help walk you through it. Again, with transferring, helping you be comfortable with that as well, because I've been there. And thirdly, talking about building that network. I want to show you why Northern is a really unique school for helping you build your network even while you're a student. Because let's face it, one of the main reasons that you go to college is so that you can get a good job someday. And networking is an incredibly important piece of that, and Northern is uniquely suited to help you network. Check out these numbers I just found this week on a Google search. According to PayScale, 70% and maybe even 80 to 85% of people found their current jobs through networking. According to Business Insider, 70% up to 85%. CNBC, 80%. LinkedIn, 85%. As you can see, networking is a hugely important part of career path. And with the uniqueness of Northern's professors and advisors, staff and faculty wanting to help you, networking is something that you will find that Northern has a strength at that can help you in your future career. So we're a mid-sized institution. We're not too big and we're not too small. In my opinion, this is the perfect size for a school. We're not so big that you're going to get lost in the crowd, so to speak, and be a face without a name. If you're the kind of student that wants that experience of 40,000 students and going to school in the heart of the city, the concrete jungle, fast-paced life, big city environment, Northern may not be the place for you. But if you're the kind of student who's looking for big enough to have tons of programs, almost 180 degree programs and certificates, but yet small enough to have personalized attention for you from your professors and from your advisor and from the staff, I think Northern hits that sweet spot. It's the kind of place where you can find any degree you're interested in just about. And if you're interested in two or three different things, I can almost guarantee you that you'll find something at Northern that will suit you just fine degree-wise. But you're also going to be able to get that input and that personal attention, like I mentioned, from your professors, which is going to help you with that networking piece. Because Northern is a small enough school where you can actually get to know your professors, they get to know you, and when the time comes for them to be writing letters of recommendation, helping you find internships, maybe even reaching out to their own colleagues in industry and helping you connect for your first job out of college. Those are the kinds of things that happen on a campus this size, and specifically at Northern Michigan University, where the professors are famously interested in helping you get started in your career. You'll see here that our average lecture class size is 28. In a few of the classes, that's going to be a little bit bigger because, you know, like freshman English or freshman psych, you might have 100 kids in a class like that. But by and large, most of our classes are in the 20s, and that again lends itself to that personalized feature that I mentioned before, that getting to know your professor. You know, if you're in a class with 25 or 22 students or 16 students, percentage-wise, not all of those kids are going to be the kind of kids who reach out and who are active and who take the bull by the horns and go to meet with their professor and get to know them. So if you're one of the kids that is that way, and I encourage you to be that way, even if you're not naturally given to that kind of personality, you're going to have an incredible advantage with these smaller class sizes and being able to get to know your professor and to be known by your professor. Across the board, when I talk to people on our campus, one common piece of advice that they're always giving students is to get involved, get out there. Even from freshman year, from the moment you step on campus, start talking to your advisor and your professor and the staff around you about internship opportunities down the road, about study abroad. We already have study abroad partnerships with over 50 countries, as you can see. And multiple professors that I met with this summer talked about the fact that even if we've never done a study abroad program in a particular country before that you're interested in, they would love to help figure out a way to get you there. So definitely start that process and start talking about that from the very moment you get on campus as a freshman, so that by the time you're a junior and senior, those opportunities are there for you. You can see for people who do take those kind of opportunities, we have an awesome track record of placing students at great companies to work for. You can see the list on the right side of your screen there, from professional sports to media to the US government. If you are willing to get involved at Northern and again, interact with your professors and with the staff there, the opportunities are phenomenal for our graduates. That's a lot about the school. What about the town? Marquette is just exactly like Northern. In my opinion, it is the perfect mid-sized town. It's not a huge metropolis. It's not a tiny little desolate burg. Marquette's about 20,000 people, and it has a whole range of options for you, whether you're into, being outdoors, enjoying the natural beauty, kayaking or canoeing or swimming or mountain biking or fat tire biking in the winter or on the beach. And yes, Marquette has a beach. Lake Superior has beautiful beach shoreline. So in the summer, you can be living it up with the sand and the waves. And in the wintertime, you can be downhill skiing or cross-country skiing or hiking, snowshoeing. And the trail system connects right to campus. There's a trailhead right on campus within 2 or 3 minutes out of your dorm. You can be hitting the trails, mountain biking, or doing whatever you're into doing. If that's not something that you're currently into, Marquette's the kind of place where you can learn to get into those things, and Northern provides a lot of equipment free for students, like the fat tire bikes that I was mentioning. You can check those out right on campus and head off onto the trails after class with your friends. And if you're the kind of student that's involved at Northern, your friends will drag you around and introduce you to new things you've never done before, and you'll have a lot of fun learning. Marquette's also the kind of town that, for example, if you're a foodie, unbelievable. For a town of 20,000 people, how many awesome restaurants Marquette has. I mean, I'm talking, you can get authentic German, authentic Italian, real deal Mexican, true blue Southern style barbecue, which is my niche. I am a barbecue junkie. And it's amazing, the barbecue options that you can get in the UP and specifically in Marquette. And yes, Marquette is big enough to have some shopping. Yes, we have Target. Yes, we have Meijer. For my Minnesota students, Meijer is sort of like the Hy-Vee equivalent, maybe even a little nicer if you can imagine that. But plenty of shopping, plenty of things to do. And, it's not so far away that you can't get there in a day's drive. So from where I'm at here in Minneapolis, it's about a 7-hour drive, the route that I like to take. I like to go through Duluth. It can be a 6.5-hour drive if you cut across Wisconsin, but I like mindless driving without lots of turns. So I just like to head up 35 and hit Duluth, turn east on US 2 and ride on into Marquette that way. And that takes me about 7 or 7.5 hours because I like to stop for coffee. But you can get there a little shorter than that if you go through Wisconsin. You can see from all the major metros in the Midwest, NMU is about 7 hours or less from anywhere in Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota. If you stretch that out to Ohio, Indiana, Iowa, you're still within that 10 hours radius, so easily a one-day drive. For my northern Minnesota students in the Duluth area, you could, leave leave home at lunchtime and be on campus by supper time. So you're just far enough away from mom and dad to have that nice little buffer zone, and you're close enough to still be able to go home for the weekend if that's what you're into. As you can see here, just some of the awards that Marquette has won for being an awesome small town for adventure, for trails, for skiing. And one thing I haven't mentioned yet is just the safety piece. And I know this is important to a lot of my metro area students. Marquette and Northern are recognized as one of the safest campuses and campus towns in the United States. That's a big concern for a lot of parents and students, and Northern is exceptionally safe university, and Marquette's an exceptionally safe college town. Yeah, we always get the snow question. Of course, it snows a lot in the UP, and if you love snow, you're going to love it in Marquette. We get about 12 to 14 feet of snow annually. If you think that's a lot, right up the road from us, about 100 miles in Houghton, they're getting about 25 to 30 feet every year. So 12 feet is plenty for skiing, for busting some powder, but we don't have to do nearly the shoveling or snow blowing that the folks in Houghton are having to do. And I lived in Houghton 10 years, so I know all about that. Anyhow, even if you're not into snow, hey, like I said, your good buddies at college will drag you out and teach you the ways. One of my counselor buddies, I heard say this, and I thought it was great. There's no such thing as bad weather. There's just bad clothes. And what we mean by that is if you're dressed appropriately, bring your nice, good winter clothes, you'll be fine. You know what? If you just refuse to get to know the snow and to get out and have fun, you can still survive at Northern. Actually, it's a pretty close campus, 10 to 15-minute walk across campus. And a lot of our buildings are interconnected with walkways and closed second-story walkways and tunnels underground. You can pretty much get around campus without going outside much in the winter if you want to. But I'm the kind, I would encourage you to try it out. Again, the free equipment, snowshoes, fat tire bikes, get to know it. Go to Marquette Mountain, do some skiing, and you'll have a lot of fun in the wintertime in Marquette if you decide that you're going to have fun. Like I mentioned before, tons of degree options, too many to even talk about. It's like that the question, what's your best program or what are your top programs, is so hard because it really depends on what you're interested in. All of our programs are great programs. There's such an abundant variety. Northern has so many different things to offer, as you can see on the side of the screen here. If I was doing it all over again, I would probably want to go into that fisheries and wildlife, like being maybe a state biologist. Northern also offers the law enforcement piece of that if you want to be like a wildlife state trooper or game warden. I think I would be more interested in the fisheries and wildlife side of it. I think that's so cool. That's just one of the tons of different options that Northern offers. And so many of our majors and minors are tied directly to the land that we live and work on up in Marquette because we have that access to outdoors. If you're in biology, you're going to be out in the field testing and having just tons of fun with your professors outside the classroom. One of my favorite pages on our Northern website that I just discovered this week actually compares and shows you what all the different majors mean. Basically, like what do I do with this major? What does this major mean? Shoot me an email. I would love to give you the link for that if you're interested. It's a great website because it really helps you compare and break down the differences between some of the similar programs. And it can even help you compare between us and other universities. What do I do with this major? We have a website for that answers that question. Just a few of our signature programs. On the left, we have basically a dead body farm. There's only 8 or 9 of these in the entire US where research is done on decomposing bodies to determine cause of death or how long a person has been dead, things like that. Very forensic science-y, very CSI kind of stuff going on. We're the only one of those labs in the Northern climate. So very unique opportunity at Northern to study at our Frost lab. Plant revolution, I think in recent years, a lot of people look at Northern and just think of medicinal plant chemistry and cannabis. That's a very heavy chemistry related major. If you're not strong in chemistry and math, that's probably not the program for you. But we did just start an indoor agriculture program. It's only a 2-year program right now, which actually may suit you perfectly, maybe exactly what you're looking for. But it's basically dealing with the future of growing vegetables and fruit and how to grow things without soil, how to grow things in the wintertime in a northern climate. Lots of cool research and study being done there. I think the hope there would be that over the next few years, we're able to make that a 4-year program, but right now it's a 2-year program. And, who knows, maybe by the time you're done with the 2-year program, the 4-year will be available if that's what you want. Cybersecurity is another area that Northern's doing a lot of work in, brain tumor cancer research, working with children with autism. Like I said earlier, if you're interested in something, it's probably likely 90+% chance that we have it. And if you're interested in 2 or 3 things, there's almost 100% chance that we have one of them. So that's a little bit about school and about Marquette. What about the living environment? This slide says be comfortable, and Northern has some of the nicest dorms that I've ever seen in my life. The brand new facility, it's about 2 years old, called The Woods, is 6 brand new halls, 6 brand new buildings, all interconnected into one giant living option. This is our newer, our more modern dorms. They're a little bit more expensive, but this is the one that if you need granite countertops, if you need memory foam mattresses, if you need your own ceiling fan above your bed, this is the place for you. It can be, as you see on the left side of your screen, it can be set up you can have your own room. It's suite style living, so 4 people share a bathroom. That middle image there on the left, you can also have a setup with 1 roommate. So 2 people in a room, 4 people to a bathroom. Same sort of setup in the quad. I'll be honest, if I was going to school at Northern all over again, I would choose the quad because for me, I'm a penny pincher. I wouldn't want to spend the extra money on the granite countertops. I don't need that. And the quad, the benefit to the quad that I like is it has a more established culture, more established communities. The little houses, like little sections of the halls, have their own established culture over the past decades. And the Woods, being so new, is still developing that. So for me, I would go with the quad, no shame in that. But if you like those nicer amenities, the Woods it honestly looks just like, if you drive around the nicer suburbs here in Minneapolis and you look at the brand new condos and townhouses going up, that is exactly what the Woods looks like. We don't just encourage you to be comfortable, sometimes we encourage you to be uncomfortable. And what we mean by that is something I've already talked about. Getting out and doing those study abroad trips, talking to your professors about doing research with them, about getting an internship. Who do they know that they can get you connected with, that can help you for your future? And sometimes those kind of conversations can be uncomfortable when you're making an ask like that. But I think it's easier at Northern because you get to establish those relationships with your professors, and it makes it easier to make that ask because you're actually friends and colleagues with these people. So get involved. We've talked about that a lot already, so I won't belabor the point. Sports. Northern has the sports, whether you want to play intramurals or club or just for fun with your friends, or whether you want to enjoy taking in high-level Division II football, volleyball, basketball, Division I hockey. That's obviously the staple in the Upper Peninsula. Our hockey is very important to us, and Northern Michigan has a quality hockey program, quality football, basketball, across the board, whatever you're into, just about, you can find some sport to watch or play at Northern Michigan University. There's also over 300 student organizations for you to get involved in, everything from academic to religious to food related. I told you I'm a foodie. I think my favorite student organization that I saw on our website was one related to food that basically, like, you sign up, you join it, and they take you out and show you how to like shop and basically prepare meals for like $5 or less. Just showing you how to cook, showing you how to shop for groceries. It looked like a really cool organization. So be amazed. Northern is a great place to go to school. It's in a beautiful environment. Again, that's my favorite thing about it, and that's the thing I always focus on when I'm talking to people about Northern, is just being able to go to a place that has such access to natural beauty, to Lake Superior, which is basically an ocean. I mean, it functions like an ocean. It's so big, so clean, so fresh. But also being in a town that has all those opportunities for foodies and for adventure and activity. Just an amazing place to go to school. The good news is for 2021, we are going test blind. That means we don't require any test scores, ACT or SAT, for our admissions decisions. All we require is a 2.25 GPA, your $35 app fee, and get those high school transcripts to us. We do still use test scores for some of our scholarships, but even a good number of our scholarships are available without test scores. For my out-of-state students here in Minnesota, it looks expensive at first. You can see that tuition, $17,200 plus room and board, $11,000, gets us above $28,000 a year for school. But look at that average financial aid and scholarships package of $19,400, which brings the monthly payments down to exactly the same for in-state and out-of-state students. And we really try to give out-of-state students opportunities to get their tuition right down to that same level with in-state students. We have very generous scholarships starting at a 2.25 GPA, and these are automatically awarded just based on your high school GPA. We also offer Wildcat Achievement Awards. You can see the first two levels, $1,000 and $2,000, we don't require test scores for. If your GPA hits those numbers, you automatically get assigned those. If you want to qualify for the higher levels, we do ask for an ACT or an SAT. And as you can see there, you can get another up to $5,000 a year, so $20,000 four-year scholarship potential for hitting those GPA and test score numbers. We have options, great financial options for transfer students as well. And I'd be happy to talk you through those. Any of my Minnesota students looking to transfer, again, I transferred and I did it my senior year. So you can transfer at any time and we can help you out at NMU. Lots of other scholarships, including full rides. If you're a high school student with at least a 3.7 GPA, you can qualify for our Presidential Scholars Competition. You can fill out an application for that online. We give away 10 full rides, 10 tuition scholarships a year, and then a whole bunch, 200 plus more other smaller scholarships as a result of that Presidential Scholars Competition. If you're interested in that, definitely check it out at the website link there, nmu.edu/presidential scholars, or hit me up with questions. Most importantly, I would say just come visit us. Even though our visits are somewhat limited right now due to the circumstances in our country, we still are taking in-person tours. We would just love to have you on campus. We'd love to make that possible. Reach out to us. It's one of those things where we feel like if you come to campus, there's a pretty good chance you're going to choose Northern, because you're just going to be blown away, not only again by the community, but by the campus itself. Meet with those professors. If you just can't swing an in-person visit right now, then do a virtual visit with us. We'll have you meet with some of our staff. We'll have you meet with professors. If you're interested in playing sports at Northern, you can reach out to one of our coaches and set up a meeting through the athletics website, but just interact with us. I promise you, if you'll interact with Northern a little bit, you'll enjoy it a lot. So to sum up, I have been a far away from home college student. I have been a transfer student, and I have learned the hard way that networking is really important. And I would love to talk to you about any or all of those three areas to help put your mind at ease, to help walk you through this process as you consider the possibility of attending out-of-state school at Northern Michigan University. Be amazed. Northern is awesome. I love this quote from Chesterton: "The world will never starve for want of wonders, but only for want of wonder." Northern Michigan and Marquette are truly places where you can come and be amazed and stand in awe of the natural beauty and the wonders that you see around you there. So come check us out sometime. We'd love to meet you. Thanks for watching today. Take care.